Part A. To determine the limiting reagent, what we have to do is, for each reactant, we have to do grams of reactant, and then we have to convert it to moles of reactant, which then we have to convert to moles of product. And finally, we have to convert the moles of product to grams of product. And the reactant that gives the lower amount of product is the limiting reagent. Limiting reagent. Okay, so let's do the oxygen. 150.0 grams of oxygen. We have to convert to moles. So we have to divide by the molar mass. 1 mole of oxygen is 32 grams of oxygen. So grams of oxygen cancels. We are now in moles of oxygen. Next, we have to convert to moles of water. According to the balanced equation, there are 2 moles of H2O for every 1 mole of oxygen. And moles of oxygen cancel. The last step is to convert moles of H2 to grams of H2 by multiplying by the molar mass of H2O. There are 18 grams of H2O in 1 mole of H2O. Moles of H2O cancel, and we're left with grams of H2O. And that will give us 168.8 grams of H2O. 150 grams of oxygen will give 168.8 grams of H2O. Next, we analyze the second reagent, which is H2. We have 150.0 grams of H2. We have to convert to moles. 1 mole of hydrogen is 2 grams of hydrogen. Grams of hydrogen cancel. Next, convert moles hydrogen to moles of H2O. According to the balanced equation, 2 moles of H2O are produced for every 2 moles of H2. Moles of H2 cancel. Finally, we convert to grams H2O by multiplying by the molar mass. There are 18 grams of H2O in 1 mole of H2O. Moles of H2O cancel, and we are left with grams of H2O, and this gives 1350 grams of H2O. Now that we know the lower H2O, we now know the limiting reagent. Limiting reagent is oxygen because it gives less product. This is part A. Part B, what is the theoretical yield? The theoretical yield is the yield of the limiting reagent. Theoretical yield is the yield of the oxygen that will be 168.8 grams of H2O, the lower of the two values. And part C, calculate percent yield. Percent yield is actual yield over the theoretical yield multiplied by 100, because this is a percentage. That would be, actual is 136 grams divided by theoretical 168.8 grams multiplied by 100, and that gives us 80.6%.